So today I'm really excited because I'm answering your questions that you've been sending me about social media, and today we're going to tackle 5 of them, and they seem to be the pretty most popular questions I get on a regular basis about social media, so I figured let's just clear the air and get the questions answered. So the first question that I have is, what platforms should I be active on? I get it. This is a common one because a lot of people think I need to be active on all the social media platforms in order to make an impact. And my answer is going to be a little bit different. My answer is going to be no. You don't need to be on all the social media platforms in order to make an impact. Where you do need to be is on the social media platforms that your audiences hang out on. So for example, if your audience is on Facebook, you want to hang out on Facebook. If your audience is on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest, hang out there. If your audience is on Instagram and YouTube, then hang out there. So really get to know your audience very, very well and figure out where they're hanging out, and then tackle those social media platforms, but only tackle one at a time. Because if you try and do them all at once, you're going to get really overwhelmed and you're not going to do any one social media platform really well. What do they say? You're going to end up being a jack of all trades and a master of none. You want to be a master of one and then add them on slowly. So that's why you got to pick the one that's going to get the most bang for your buck. Okay, the second one is how do I get quality followers quickly? Oh, I love this one because people are always going for the numbers, right? And I'm a big one to say numbers really don't matter. The number of followers don't matter. What really matters is the engagement of the followers you have. So let's say that you were trying to get to 10,000 followers, but those 10,000 followers, they weren't engaged followers. So what value are they going to bring to you if they're not engaged? Because they're probably not listening to you anyways if they're not engaged, right? But if you had 100 followers who are highly engaged, that's your tribe. That's your audience. These are the people who want you to serve them. These are the people who want to purchase from you. These are the people who want to hear what you have to say. So go for quality over quantity. And I think that's going to lessen your burden or your thought of, oh my gosh, I only have 100 followers or 1,000 followers or whatever it is. And I know that a lot of people want followers because maybe they think they are going to make more sales, or maybe they think that they'll get seen as an influencer. Well, I'm here to tell you, with that whole influencer thing going on, it's the micro influencer who's really beginning to rise and shine here, because brands are beginning to realize that the micro influencer, those people who have under 10,000 or under followers, those are the ones who are able to really serve their audience better than the ones who have followers in the millions. I mean, think about it. How many times have you reached out to an influencer and maybe they never messaged you back or commented back? It's because they physically can't do it. And if they do it, chances are it's one of their assistants who is doing it for them. Okay, so now that we talked about that, about how to get followers quickly, there are some ways that you can get followers, but it's going to take some work. And it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be sexy, and it's not going to be really edgy either. It's just by doing the work is how you're going to be able to do it. So what does that work look like? When people say just do the work, well, okay, so what does that mean? So I've got a couple things I wanted to make sure that I share with you so that you know how to get these people. Follow new people yourself. Okay, so that's the first thing, is start following new people and start to interact with those people. Build engagement with them to help you grow a following back. And by that, I mean, give their post likes, but also give comments, meaningful comments of thought, not just an emoji or something like that. And then comment with that person's followers as well. Like, really get to know the people who are part of that person's audience. Joining groups is a great way to grow your following. If by interacting in groups on Facebook, for example, you get to know some really great people, and you can, direct them to your Instagram account or your YouTube channel or your podcast or whatever it is that you're looking to grow. But you want to network authentically when you're joining these groups. Get to know, like, and trust the people so they get to know, like, and trust you back. And that way you will get some really good quality followers. Being consistent. So don't post haphazardly on any platform. Figure out a schedule, stick to that schedule, and your followers will begin to understand when you're going to show up, right? And they'll show up for you. So make sure you figure out what that consistency looks like for you. Maybe it's daily that you're posting, or if it's on YouTube, maybe it's once or twice a week, or maybe it's daily on YouTube. It just really depends. On your podcast, maybe it's weekly, or maybe it's twice a week. Think about how often you would want someone you follow to show up and figure out what makes sense for you. Being a part of a network on the different social media platforms is really good. So for example, maybe you start a networking group on Instagram through the direct messenger feature of Instagram. Is a great way to network with accounts you really want to get to know better. Same thing on Facebook. You can do those types of things. How about doing collaborations with other accounts, where maybe you do account takeovers, or you somehow share posts, collaborate with them to create posts and things like that. That gains you exposure to audiences maybe you would never have met before. Being a guest on a podcast is a great way to get a following going on your social media accounts. Okay, let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. I think that's it. The one last thing that I would recommend is take a look at the features you're using on each social media account that you're using. Are you using all the features that the app provides? Because if you're not, you're missing out on audiences that maybe you won't connect with by just posting in the regular news feed. So for example, let's use Instagram, for example. There's the stories part, there's IGTV, and then there's the regular news feed. Well, if you're only posting on the regular news feed and you're not using IGTV, you're not using stories, and you're not using Instagram Live, you're missing out on people who use that part of the app. So you're shrinking your exposure, whereas if you're using all the features on the app, you're expanding your exposure potential. So really think about that. Think about your content and where you're sharing it and what you're doing and who you're interacting with on the app. Okay, the next question I have is organic reach on social media dead? It may seem that way for some people, but my short answer is going to be no. And my long answer is going to be, it's going to take you understanding what the algorithms are looking for in order for your organic reach to increase. So if there's one little rule of thumb that it comes down to for organic reach on social media, if there's one thing you take away, it's engagement. All the social media platforms recognize engagement, because what engagement tells the platform is that whatever content is being put out there is valuable, people like it, it's shareable, all of those types of things. People really, the algorithms really want to see that. If people aren't engaging with a post or a video or a podcast or anything like that, it's like there's no value there. And why would we expand the reach of that content if there's no value there? So that's something that I recommend you really look at, is how do the social media algorithms work, and really get to understand those algorithms. And if you want me to do an episode or a video on algorithms, let me know. I'm more than happy to do that for you. I can tell you right now, it's not the most sexiest or edgiest type of content I'll put out there, but it is important. And I would love to share that with you. So let me know if you're interested by commenting in the comment section. Okay, next question is, what should I post? I get this question a lot. A lot of people get really stuck on what they're supposed to post, especially if it shouldn't be salesy all the time. So there are five areas that I think people should really focus on when they're posting content for their social media platforms. The first one is an educational type post. Teach somebody something. I mean, it's a great way to teach people about your product or service without being salesy. Teach them how to use it right. You know, show them how to do something. The minute that you can teach somebody something, you become that voice of authority, that voice of influence, a mentor, somebody that people value because you give valuable information. Okay, so that one's important. You know, that they say the second one is be inspirational. And what I mean by that is people remember how you make them feel. Not so much what you do, but how you make them feel. And I forget who the heck said that. If you know, put that in the comment section below. I want to say Tony Robbins, but I don't think that's right. But anyways, so how do you make people feel? Can you inspire them to feel better? Can you help them, you know, be better at their job, or help them just be better at life in general? So inspire them in some way. It doesn't have to be a motivational quote or anything. It could just, how do you make people feel? Make them feel good. They'll remember that. I think that's really important. Oh, I love this one. The next one, the third one, is transformation posts. I love this. Share how people have changed by using your product or service. Don't try and sell the product or service. Just show results. Show what people can accomplish as being a follower of your account, or of using the product or using the service, but don't sell them. Just show a transformation. People love to see transformations. They love to see people winning. And if you can show that on your account, I think that's a good one. Oh, this is one that we get, that I always say people forget to do, is reward your audience. Give them a reward for showing up. Make them feel special in the community that you've created on social media. And what I mean by that is, you know, give them promo code to maybe a product or service, or give them a free download to something, or give them a PDF. Give them something that makes them feel special for being a part of your world. It goes a long way, making people feel special. And then the last one is, if you can entertain people, go ahead, entertain people, be funny, tell a story. But if it's not you, don't force it. Like, I am not a funny person. I'm just not naturally funny. I'm not the jokester of a party. So what you may want to consider, if that's you, is somebody from your team. Maybe somebody from your team is a good storyteller, or maybe they're funny or they're entertaining in some way, shape, or form. Go ahead and have them take over your account and help you with that portion of your social media strategy. Okay, the next thing is what should I be ready for next? I gotta tell you, video. And video has been a really hard one for me to embrace because I naturally don't like to be in front of the camera. It's taken me a long time to get to this point here today, and I still have a long ways to go. But if you can embrace video, you are going to win at social media, because all the social media platforms are going that way. And I have a little bit of a strategy for you, and this will help you get more comfortable when it comes to video and to talking to a screen, because it's basically, when you're recording video, it's what you're doing, right? And it feels a little bit unnatural. And to help you get over that hump, to make it feel more natural, I suggest embracing the stories feature of all the apps. So YouTube just launched that. Facebook's got stories, Instagram has stories, Snapchat has stories. And what stories are these 10 to 15 second long little video clips? They can also be picture, but I recommend that you use video, and here's why. What will happen is anybody can survive 10 or 15 minutes of them, or 10 or 15 seconds of themselves being on video. It's easy to get over the fear factor that is there when it comes to video the more often you use the stories feature. I mean, think about it. It's like going to the gym, right? The more often you work out, the better you become. The more often you use video, the better you become. And then you'll be able to realize that, 10 seconds of video just turned into 20 seconds, just turned into 30 seconds. Oh my gosh, I'm at a minute of short form video. Once you can get there, then think about doing lives. Think about doing Facebook Live or Instagram Live, and get used to doing video just a little bit longer. And then when you're really ready, do pre-recorded video through like IGTV or YouTube, or just upload pre-recorded video to Facebook and see what happens. The more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get and the better you will be. It just takes practice. That's all it is. I never thought I would hear myself saying those words, because at first I felt really super unnatural. And if you want to, go back and look at my early videos. They're cringeworthy. They're really, really cringeworthy. And like I said, I still have a long way to go, but I'm glad I'm doing it. It's a lot of fun, and you grow when you break out of your comfort zone, right? So live in the comfort zone. And Eleanor Roosevelt, what is it with me in the quotes today, said something like, do one thing every day that scares you. You'll be a better person for it, trust me. Anyways, those are my most frequently asked questions when it comes to social media. If you have questions that I didn't answer here, put them in the comment section. I'd love to answer them. I'll make another video, because I think these are really great types of questions that people, and it's a great type of video. People love to see those. So if you love these videos and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. And then if you have ideas for an episode that you'd like to see from me, please put it in the comment section. I am all ears. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you the next time.